Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another large block utility ship that's yet again another tug craft, and well, this one is called the Wilson Tug Craft, which is this lovely thing that I'm currently standing on top of. So this is a very small, very compact, and very simple tug craft to use in safari mode to go and reclaim wreckages, go and pick up some random stuff that's flying away, or just to move stuff into a general location such as your ship has maybe lost its power, maybe lost all its hydrogen, now needs to go back and connect up your main ship or station. So this ship is part of the Christmas Advent Calendar series that happens every year from a few creators. You'll see it on the workshop page itself if you go visit it. But for now, we're just going to press F10, find its full menu, there it is. This thing is 272 large blocks, using no DLC packs, no mods, and no scripts. So as you can see up to there, it's part of the 2024 Advent Calendar Workshop event. I do love checking out all different ships they do every year. Anyway, there's some lore behind it, we've got its specifications, and of course we've got some author notes down here, where it says this ship and the Advent Calendar was a lot of fun to plan and build. If you're enjoying the ships, please like and star. If you want to see the upcoming ships, feel free to follow and keep an eye out each day. So yes, you have that option if you want to check out all the Advent Calendar stuff. Anyway, we're going to give this thing a thumbs up, we're going to move around towards the very front, have a quick look around the outside, a very quick look on the interior, which is a very small interior. It's essentially an array of ladders go all the way up to the cockpit at the very top. Then afterwards we're going to test out on a few different things, such as my mining ship, which I built in survival mode with a few friends. This thing is made out of glass, it's basically a skeleton wrapped in glass, and the drill heads at the front are not exactly spaced out correctly, so you have to wiggle it to actually collect everything up. But that should be nice enough to actually showcase moving it around and getting it into position. Then afterwards we've got this big thing over here. Now this big ship is what me and a few friends created in survival mode, or should I say they created in survival mode, and I helped with the interior. This thing is a conglomeration of different stuff. We've got Keen's red ship on here, we've got a few space stations, a few Reaver ships from the modular system encounter mod, and basically just whacked it all together and made a gigantic battleship. Now this was heavily modded, so there's going to be a lot of conveyor ports on the outside that are currently open up, which look a bit odd. There were modded PDC turrets on there, and a few other bits and pieces were around it. I'm not going to give you a tour of this thing, because yeah, it's going to be a lot missing, but I'll see if I can move it with the Tugcraft over here. Anyway, back over here, past all this stuff, and here we are for the very front of the Wilson Tug Craft. So right in the very middle, where I'm currently standing, we've got ourselves a catwalk with a doorway, a double door for an airlock, to be able to get inside, then all the way up to the cockpit at the top. Surrounding all that, we've got some grey steel blocks with a few bits of yellow here and there. That comes all the way across some magnetic plates. We're on the very edge here with two spotlights to light up the darkness. There are no pistons on here, there's no moving parts whatsoever, so it's perfectly sturdy and perfectly safe for non-dedicated multiplayer. Down here we then got a passage with a hydrogen thruster right behind it, and hydrogen thrusters are the only form of thrusters that are appear in this ship, so well good for being in both space and on the planet. Anyway, down below there's another magnetic plate, tamp yourself down once you're finished with the vehicle. Then put it away from here onto the side that has the sunlight, which will be this side over here. Here we go, so we've got some nice bits of decoration in the form of some ridged out steel blocks. All the way across over to this part, we see behind our spotlight at the top there we've got some blaster edge blocks. Over to here, there we go, we see our bridge at the top there, which is a little flight seat encased in some glass. Then over on this side, we've got ourselves a connected docker arm, more hydrogen thrusters for our left and right. Then all the way inside here we go, and they've got a large hydrogen tank, a little bit exposed, so do make sure you're not doing this in an active war zone, or the ship could split apart. But no, that will allow it to fly for a very long time, considering I also have a large hydrogen tank in my mining ship, and that seems to last forever. Anyway, all the way across to here, round towards the very back. There we go. Then you've got a gyroscope right in the very middle, and you've got some more hydrogen thrusters, 4 of them, once again encased in some passages, and some armor panels around the top and the bottom, to make it all nice and decorative. Then moving all the way up and looking down. There we go, some more hydrogen thrusters, there's your hydrogen tank, some more steel blocks come all the way up to some interior pillars on the left and right hand side. There's a little flight seat to fly it around. And all the way towards the front there's where I'm standing on the unfinished catwalk. There's our spotlights magnetic plates at the front. Moving all the way down underneath this thing, putting my light once again. And there we go, so not too much to talk about underneath here, a lot of grey steel blocks. There is our hydrogen tank, there's a few batteries to give it a nice bit of power. Some more hydrogen thrusters keep you off the ground and move you up in space. And that is about it. So for what it is, it's a very simplistic ship, but the way it's been set up, the way it's been designed, it looks bloody fantastic. It should be very easy to build in safari mode if you do want to have a ship to move stuff around. These types of ships are things that you never really think you're going to actually need until you play a heavily modded survival mode with a bunch of enemies spawning in, constantly harassing your ship, creating wreckages everywhere, and now you need to actually go move them over to your grinding pits, move them over to the build and repair system to automatically deconstruct them. No, they have proved to be very, very useful in the long run in survival mode. Anyway, grab hold my character, it's now time to have a look on the inside. So opening up this doorway, coming inside, closing it up, yes, double door for an airlock, there we go. And now we're on the inside, in the very dark inside, so I'm going to have to put my light on. On the left and right hand side, we've got our batteries to give it a bit of power. In the floor, there's a survival kit so you can respawn on and recharge yourself. Then looking towards the back there's our ladder to go all the way up. Anyway, in the floor there's an O2H2 generator, jetpacking all the way up into this section. There we go. And I've got another little ladder shaft to go all the way up. So across to this one, all the way up once again. And here we are on the very top to drive it around. If my character can get out of this little hole. There we go. Can he go down? Yes, he can. So at the very front here, all we can see is a bunch of glass on the outside, apart from this back section, which is a steel block. All the way up and around. There we go. And of course, there will be links to Skybox currently using in the description below. It's a very nice one. I believe it is called Christmas Lights. I don't think I've changed it recently, but I might have. But no, that will be in there if you want to use it. Anyway, hop into here, looking around. There we go. Bring up the HUD. Only one tab to go through. So in third person view, here we go. So number one, number two, come through magnetic plates and the front to turn them on and off. And of course, to lock and unlock them. By default, it spawns in with the magnetic plates turned off. So you want to turn them on if you want to automatically lock onto stuff. Or you just do it manually if that's what you want to do. Anyway, number 4 is for your hydrogen thrusters all around the ship to turn them on and off. Then number 6 is to stockpile your hydrogen tank on and off to recharge it up once you're docked up with your station or your large ship. On to tab number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, we've got nothing else. So now it's time to try this thing around before heading over to that mining ship and see if we can move it around. Then of course going over to the big ship in the distance and moving that around as well. So moving forwards, here we go. We've got some fantastic speed thanks to those 4 hydrogen thrusters at the back there. It's incredibly nimble, the ship, all the way around. Yes, as you can see there, we are a little bit slower, slowing down. That does not matter because we've got plenty of gyroscope controls to do 180 to stop it a lot quicker. Moving left, and moving right. Again, some nice speed with that. Very useful for maneuvering around heavy objects attached onto this. Moving down, some nice speed with that. And of course, moving up be identical. So there we go. And then of course, for gyroscope controls, moving around. There we are. It does feel quite heavy compared to moving this thing around with the thrusters, but still it's perfectly suitable and does suit this ship in what it's trying to do. It's not a small fighter, it does not need to be very zippy with the gyroscopes, but at the end of the day, if you're not happy with it, you can always upgrade it with more gyroscopes, so there's plenty of places if you actually slap them around on the outside if you want to do that. So there's places right there with the interior pillars, remove them, put some more gyroscopes, and away you go. But with that, now it's time for the demonstration part. Come over to this mining ship, neg it up, and well, hopefully it won't be like what I did in my testing before I start recording, and just slam straight into it and cause it to explode. In fact, I'm going a bit too fast there, and we've got to come around like so. So being very, very careful, coming all the way up to it, the magnetic plates are engaged, and it just come all the way up to it quite slowly, and we're just going to clamp onto it. There we go, we're now clamped onto it, and now just move this thing away. So we can move around something that's slightly bigger than it, something that's much more heavier than it. I believe there is stuff in the cargo container on that mining ship. But no, I can move this thing around, lift it up and down. It does greatly hinder the actual overall controls of this ship. But still, to get it back to where it needs to go, which could be that large ship in the distance, wherever it has gone. Don't know how I keep losing these large ships. But in this direction around here, this thing could be perfectly fine actually moving it over there and actually getting it all docked up without me needing to actually fly the mining ship. Guess in first person view, that's what it looks like. It could do to have a top mounted camera on top. Not too sure where you're actually going to place that because of the glass blocks right there. Well, I suppose you could put on the steel blocks right behind it. That would be very good. Allow you to see over the stuff you're moving around. That's entirely up to you if you want to do that. But no, we just move this around, connect it up if I want to do that. And well, you can now just fly off into the distance. There we go. Now we're going to come over to this large ship. Can I move this thing? I'm not too sure if I can. I did make sure to convert it back from a station to a ship, because we had to do that to actually save on the sim speed, so we're playing on a non-dedicated server, which was holding up quite well actually. I'm very impressed with Keen on how much the performance have improved with that. But no, up here onto the side, very carefully now. And there we go, we're now clamped onto it. Can I move the massive ship around? It looks like it is going to be a bit too much. You see that I'm going at 0.7. We are slowly gaining speed, so if you're really determined and have enough fuel, you could move a gigantic ship, but not too sure how you're going to get it around at high speed. I'm not even too sure how you're going to make it stop, unless of course the thrusters are turned on, and actually use it to make it stop. Anyway, we're going to keep pushing backwards, and you can't really see it visibly moving, but we are slowly moving, which is very impressive. But anyway, as for that, that's pretty much it for this little Tug Craft has to offer. It's a fantastic little ship, Who's in your world, fantastic ship to have in your blueprints list, because you never know when you might need to actually build a tug craft to recover wreckage, like I said earlier. I suppose the last thing to do with this is, of course, to slam it into that large ship, blow it up, because there's not too much else to talk about. So reverse this thing all the way up, here we go. That should do quite nicely, coming to a stop. Now moving all the way forwards, we're going to go straight into the side section right here. So in about 3, 2, 1, a little bit off, in we go. And there we go, a nice big plonk, where we just destroyed both the arms. It looks like the main body has also survived in basically one piece. We lost our doorway, we lost something down below there. I can't reverse this thing, but I can move in all other directions. So you see, if you do have a head-on collision for whatever reason, it looks like it is going to be a very easy repair job to get it back in one piece and up and running. But with that, that's it for this video. There'll be a link to a schedule below to which you download and play around yourself. Highly recommend you do. I'll be back with another video somewhere soon. Bye bye.